Hi everybody, my name is Kevin. Welcome back to part 2 of aircon water dripping. The second most common reasons of aircon water dripping is caused by ice forming at the fan coil, as seen on the picture here. And when this happens, it's usually a result of low gas pressure. Ice will start to form when your suction gas pressure has dropped to say about 40 to 50% psi of a R22 system and about 80 psi of the R410 system. And when this happens, of course, to temporarily fix the problem would have been to recharge the gas to the appropriate gas level and the ice will disappear. But it's good to investigate what's causing the gas leak, and failure to do so, what it means is that it will leak again depending on how fast or how big is the leak. The second part of the problem we're gonna show you today is the choking at the internal part of the aircon. Modern fan coils are a bit smaller, and this is achieved by bending a certain portion of the fan coil to the back of the machine. So as you can see over here. So having this kind of fan coil set up, what it means is that condensation not only occurs at the front of the aircon, it occurs at the back of the aircon as well. So, and what happens to the condensation at the front? As you can see from this picture here, this is the water tray, and whatever condensation that occurs at the front of the machine actually gets drained down to this water tray, which is then discharged via a water pipe. So on this cross section we can't see the water pipe, but it's somewhere around here. And the condensation that occurs at the back of the machine, that is a little bit complicated because they will go through some narrow passages. Usually some of the aircon runs at the back of the machine here, but some of them actually they have a small little passage which runs somewhere around here and finally joining up to the front water tray. So as we have covered in the part 1 on water dripping caused by jelly, that becomes an increasingly more problem for the newer fan coil with this backward bending fan coil design, because once the jelly clogs all these small narrow passages, the water from the back does not even flow to the front water tray, not to mention to flow out from the main water pipe. So when this happens, you need specialized equipment to remove the jelly from all these difficult places. And the third part that we want to show you is the infrastructure problem, that is to say how the water pipe is being set up during installation. Look at this pipe over here. You can see that it forms an arch. So a good infrastructure is that this pipe goes straight out. But when you have an arch like this, what it means is that those dirt or jelly that's been washed down the water pipe does not exit this pipe easily, and is collected over this area. And once you have this jelly or dust, it clogs up and the water has got nowhere to go, and you will experience water dripping in very short interval time. This is a soft flexible pipe that has a back gradient, but we have seen some cases where the PVC pipe, which is in the wall or in the trunking, that has a reverse gradient. To solve this kind of problem, you can consider installing a water pump so that it pressurizes the water and pump it out of the system, or otherwise you can consider remounting the aircon higher or running a new water pipe. So and one last possibility that I want to highlight to you is a problem that is caused by what we call a surface tension problem. So having mentioned just now that the water from the back of the fan coil comes out from a small little passage here before joining the main tray. Let me see. Okay. So look at this picture here. The exit point is somewhere around here, and assuming that you have already fitted the water tray around this region, so the water actually starts to drip down the tray from here. But what happens is that due to water tension, the water does not drip straight down into the pan, but instead it, it draws back and crawls along the surface of this plastic cover. And not forgetting that when your aircon is running, it creates a negative pressure inside here, and in fact it draws the water towards the blower, and that causes the water from the back to be drawn out of the water tray. So it does not drip into the tray, but it drips outside of the tray, and usually it comes out from the inside the blower, and you will see water seeping out from the underneath of the aircon. So this is unfortunately a design flaw, but then manufacturers would have tried to rectify the problem, some by putting a little bit of sponge here and there, some they put a piece of plastic so that it guides the water to the front. But as your aircon becomes old and a few service personnel comes and service it and opens up, the plastic may fall off, the sponge may fall off, and now you find that you don't have all these things to guide the water properly, and then you have this kind of water dripping problem. So it takes an experienced air conditioning guy to identify such problems, and creative enough as to probably fabricate a small piece of plastic to direct the water, or at least to cover up so that the water does not get drawn into the blower and skipping the water tray. Thank you for watching part 2 of water dripping, and once again my name is Kevin from Aircon SDK. Thank you. Bye bye.